everyone, so this review is for Breaking From Frame by Jazz Forrester. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog, the details are in the post. And this is the video review. So Breaking From Frame by Jazz Forrester. For me, this was like a big nostalgic hug and really empowering. I just loved it. I really, really loved it. It's 1969 and Claire is a homemaker in sort of like this little typical suburban circle that is depicted of those times, and she's discovering something is changing in life, sort of like the way the world is, when she meets Jackie, who's an unmarried woman who moves in next door. And everything about Jackie is exciting and empowering in a way that has Claire questioning whether her life can continue as it is. And when she gets sort of swept up in friendship with Jackie, that sort of sets the gossipy circle that she lives in, judging her, and Claire is making difficult life decisions. The second I started reading this, I knew I was going to love it. I knew I was going to fall fully in love with it. There was a familiarity with the characters and the setting that is like one of my ultimate very favourite TV shows. And so I got completely sort of enveloped into this story and really felt a connection to absolutely everything. I can't usually sort of like picture things in my mind, but if I have a point of reference, which I do, I could feel like I was there, and it was great. But I could empathise with Claire and her situation, even though I've never been in it, but I could empathise. And the second she met Jackie, you knew her life was just going to change in ways that she wasn't prepared for. But it surprised me even more when Claire started opening up to Jackie about how she really felt, and she confided in her about everything that she'd ever felt about not fitting into her lifestyle, and she'd never had that before. So I was really glad she had her support. And Claire had really suppressed her true self. She'd due to other factors which happens in life, and it's something I could really personally relate to. There's incidents or situations, and you lose so much of yourself, and it takes meeting someone like Jackie to find it all again. And then when you do, it's kind of overwhelming and you're not sure, and but it's fun to rediscover yourself. So I willed her to rediscover herself while also drawing on her strength to remind myself that I should continue to do the same. So it was a really, really empowering sort of moment. But she was really inspiring. And I think then when it came to Jackie, she's that woman that we all admire. She's confident. She's put together on the outside. She's amazing. But as always, they always have a vulnerable side that they have learned to bury and keep hidden. So what we all see, we think, oh, they're so fabulous, I want to be them. And if you actually sat down and spoke to them and worked out just how much they also hurt and are vulnerable, you'd probably think, oh no, we actually have more in common than I thought. And I think that's what happened with Claire and Jackie. So in a way, I could do the same with her as I had with Claire, but I was just so in awe of her. She was just so put together. She had her own house and everything. She was a forward-thinking woman, and that independence and free spirit attitude, just wonderful. But she and her friends brought this vibrancy and life to this picturesque, stuck-in-time place where Claire found herself. And together, they all sort of liberated her, and it was so lovely. But while there, Jackie also learned a lot about herself, and in being vulnerable with Claire, she allowed herself to sort of help her realize she was not the problem like she kind of thought she was. The world was, people and the world were, but I couldn't put this down. I wished it was never going to end. I loved its empowering message and the sense of embracing freedom, just to be your true self. And I highly recommend this. I just loved it so much, and I can't wait to read it again. Really, really love this. So I will pop a link in the description for you to grab a copy of Breaking From Frame by Jazz Forrester, which I really hope you will. If you've read Breaking From Frame, I'd love to know what you thought of it, especially some of you that know what TV show I'm referencing. If you've watched that show and read this, I'd love to know what you thought. And if you haven't read it yet, but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, or you're now super intrigued and thinking, yeah, I really want to read that, then again, please do let us know, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading. And if you do read it, I hope you fall in love with it as much as I did, and I hope you really, really enjoy it and feel empowered by it as well. Bye.